My name is Gordon Hunter. I'm a CPC trainer here at East Scotland. What we're going to do this morning is we're going to take you through a first use check. So when you get your card in the morning, the depot name will be there, today's date, and the vehicle fleet number that you've been allocated to drive that day. Then down the bottom, you've got your name, your driver number, the duty you're on the day, vehicle height, we'll fill that in on the vehicle, the time you're getting on in the vehicle, and obviously if there is any defects, yes or no. So let's go inside and check the bus. Okay, so once you're in the cab, one of the things we're going to do here, as I said, just to explain to you again, the vehicle height, which you will see is located here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start the bus up. Let's put the isolating switch on. You also have a green road key, which looks like this. This also activates your green road as well as your bridge technology. Now, to allow you to start the vehicle in the morning, you need to take this fob here and press it on here, which will allow you to start the vehicle. Once the vehicle's on, we'll now check everything that's inside the cab. Starting off, we'll start with the seating position.
When moving your seat, lift the bar at the front in between your legs, move the seat forward or back. If you need to adjust the pitch of the seat, use the adjuster wheels only. Keep your fingers well clear of the under seat area.
Get your seat to the right position, and then again, make sure you have your steering column in a position that's comfortable for you. Make sure again that that moves, and then put that in the position that you've got it in. The headlights, we'll check them outside to make sure that all the headlights are working, and we'll check the main beam and also our indicators. The hazard warning lights on, again we'll check them when we do the outside check. One of the other things we're going to do as well is just make sure that we can lower the floor, takes the vehicle down and raise it back up again.
Checking the dash for any warning lights showing. I'll put the interior lights on so I can check them too.
Put the demisters on, make sure they're working fully. Also checking the driver's fan, make sure everything is okay there. Also just check the doors, close the doors and check them back open again. Making sure that the interior blind comes down and is secure. Also make sure that your ticket machine is working. Checking the mirrors, again checking the interior mirror, and again there is another mirror for the wheelchair space.
Check that the air pressure is held when applying the foot brake. Some vehicles have a pressure gauge, but if not, ensure the pedal maintains its pressure when repeatedly pressed.
Making sure the vehicle is in neutral.
Give the engine a rev to check for any visible exhaust emissions.
Checking the handbrake, released.
Just checking the wipers and washers work properly.
And we can see them working clearly. Then the next thing we're going to do is we'll just check the horn.
It's a good idea to check that the driver's protection screen moves freely and locks into position.
Now what we're going to do is we're just going to come outside and we'll check the fire extinguisher, which is just here. Make sure that there's no damage. Then we'll check the grab rails are safe. Checking the bells. And checking all the seats. Make sure all the seats are safe, clear, no marks, no sharp objects. Just checking the floor, make sure that everything's clear. There's no signs of any trip hazards, and we'll do this throughout the floor and also upstairs as well. Checking wheelchair user space. and also checking the bell on the wheelchair user space, checking all the grab rails as we walk through the bus. Now we check the back door. Now this is one of the exits. Again, making sure that everything is clearly marked. Open the door and checking that you can hear the buzzer in the front of the bus.
Some vehicles have a visual alert in the cab which requires checking.
Closing that, making sure that everything is safe and secure. Now we're going to walk back down the bus. Again, just making sure that we're checking all the seats. Nothing sharp on any of the seats. Everything clear. And now we're going to go upstairs. Again, on the way up, just checking all the steps. Make sure that there's nothing that we can trip on the way up. Just checking all the ground all the way up. Make sure that there's no slips or trips. Again, checking the tread. Everything's okay. Checking the seats. Testing the bells. Checking the grab rails. Checking the windscreen. Making sure that there's no marks, no anything at all that should be concerned. Make sure the rubbers are all fine. No marks at all. And again, checking the grab rails to make sure everything's okay. All the way up. Again, checking the bells on the way up. Okay, just again, checking the grab rails and the seats all the way down. And then checking the second exit. Okay, emergency exit to open. This is the second emergency exit. Opening it wide again, you'll hear the buzzer going off downstairs in the cab. Pushing it open, right open. Again, making sure everything's okay. Bringing it back in, pulling it tight and closing it back down again. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go outside and check the outside of the vehicle. First thing we're going to do is just check the ramp. Again, making sure that the ramp is secure. Checking again for any debris, making sure that there's nothing there so that the wheelchair ramp will fit back in. Again, watch your fingers. Close that down. Make sure everything is okay. Now what we're going to do is do an external check of the vehicle. Again, starting from here, we'll just check the mirrors. We'll also check that the operator's disc is in date. Checking the vehicle, as I say, from the body, starting here, we can see that there is a mark there. So what we would then do is mark this on the defect card. Then we would go round the front of the vehicle again, checking the windscreen. Then obviously checking the lights, checking all of our wipers, checking the lights and checking the body as well as the windows. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to check the balance of the bus. So to check the balance of the bus, making sure that everything is stable. We'll check both sides. We'll check the near side and the off side. And again, the bus is now stable. Okay, now what we're going to do is just have a quick check underneath. Make sure that there's no signs of any leaks. Also checking the secure of the number plate as well. Now we will see that there's a mark on the windscreen here, so we would highlight that on the defect card. Checking the destination screen, making sure that it's working, and again checking right up the top of the bus. Moving round the off side. Now checking the bodywork, we can see here there's a bit of damage here. So again, marking damage with an X if it's new damage, or marking an O if it's old damage. So we'll mark this with an O on these two parts here. Checking the mirrors, again checking the windscreen, checking all the windows down the side, checking that everything is secure, again highlighting where the isolating switch is in the cab, checking the indicators, also checking the fuel, and now checking the tyres. So again, just checking the tread, making it sure that the wheel is not touching the bus, making sure that the tread is 1mm per 75% of the tread of the vehicle, checking all the nuts, checking the rims, making sure that the wheel nuts are secure and no bulges on the tyre. Checking all the panels, no loose panels, no sharp edges. Also checking the windows, the length of the vehicle, and again double checking the panels on the way down. Back wheel, checking again the tread on this tyre, checking for bulges, checking the wheel nuts, checking the rim.
Also doing a visual check of the inner back tyre.
Remember, keep your hands here, don't put your hands above the wheel. Now we come to an outside check of the emergency exit. Again, indicating what to do. Pull the handle to open the door, put your head in the door so you can hear the alarm. Shutting the door, making sure it's secure. Checking the panels, making sure everything's locked. Then at the back you have an emergency stop cut off, which is behind this door. Should you need to stop the bus, then you would press this button here. Then you come round the back of the bus, again checking the body, checking the windows, making sure the back door is closed, checking your lights, checking your destination screen, also checking your rear number plate, and again making sure that all lights are working. Also checking underneath for any spillages or any leaks to make sure everything is okay. Then coming round the near side, checking the bodywork again, and down the near side of the vehicle, and again the CCTV indicators. Then again checking the tyres, both tyres, checking the rim, checking the tyre, checking all the nuts, no part of the tyre rubbing against the vehicle. Again also checking all the signage. Down the near side, checking the windows. Again checking the signage. Making sure again with the final front wheel, again no marks of damage. Checking the nuts. No connection with the tyre and the bus. And again, please remember, don't put your hands in here. Make sure you keep your hands clear of the tyre at all times. Now what we're going to do is just check the emergency exit. So we'll close the door. As you'll see, it's marked here, emergency push to open. This would allow you to open the door from outside. Just press this and this opens the door. So that's our first use check complete. Obviously there are one or two bits of damage, which again, as I say, won't stop the vehicle from going on the road. So this vehicle has no defects, so therefore we would then circle no defects on here, and the vehicle is now safe to go on the road. Well, that's more or less it. With more of our newer vehicles, you will see that most of the new vehicles come with sensitive edge technology. That basically means round the edge of the door, if it's touched, it won't close, so it stops you from getting trapped. Also, earlier on we talked about the Green Road technology. Our Green Road Bridge Alert will sound once you touch on with your Green Road key and the vehicle starts to move. You'll hear a sound like this.
Voice alert system active.
Well, that's everything for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Again, some things will change possibly with the first use checks as technology keeps developing. But listen, make sure you stay safe, and again, make sure your first use check is accurate and safe for going out on the road. That's everything for me. Thanks a lot for your time. Bye bye.